Hi, and welcome to Micronaut Monday. I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics. I am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee. And Jack Kirby's Star Warriors, The Adventures of Adam Star and the Solar Legion. All three of those books can be ordered by following the links in the show notes below. This is Micronauts issue 13, and it's got an amazing cover by Michael Golden, Be It Ever So Deadly, There's No Place Like Home. And this is Bug's homecoming. The previous issue, issue 12, ended with Bug hurtling towards and then crash landing on his world. And it was incorrectly depicted as a world of green foliage in that issue. Now it's been corrected for this issue. It is a world of red foliage. And just a striking, stunning cover by Michael Golden. And you can only imagine how great this comic would have been if Michael Golden had drawn and co-written the interiors of it. This is like an amazing action-packed scene. A much more toned down version of this happens in the story. It's a shame he didn't continue on as regular artist on the series. He's definitely missed, but this is just a beautiful snapshot of what might have been. I guess thinking about all these different projects that happen, maybe somebody can hire Michael Golden to take the script from each issue of Micronauts that he didn't draw, and then hire him to draw the interiors. Not sure what that would cost in 2023 dollars. But yeah, this is just amazing. Be It Ever So Deadly. Bill Mantlo, writer. Howard Chaykin and Al Milgrom, artists. Joe Rosen, letterer. Bob Sharon, colors. Ellen Milgrom, editor. Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. So there we are, picking up right where we left off. Bug, crash lands. And this combination of Howard Chaykin art and Al Milgrom finishes, inks. They're referred to as artists, not as penciler and inker. So I'm guessing that Chaykin was providing layouts and Al Milgrom was doing sort of finishing, polishing up, and inking. Micronauts is definitely a post-Star Wars comic, and Howard Chaykin was the original artist of the Star Wars comic. So it's a natural. Get the Star Wars guy to draw a couple issues of the Micronauts while they're trying to get a permanent replacement for the irreplaceable Michael Golden. And the combination of Howard Chaykin layouts, as I assume, and Al Milgrom finishes looks pretty close to what we saw Steve Ditko deliver in the Micronauts annual. So we get a recap of the previous issue, where we last saw Bug, what he was up to, and now he's marching on. And he has no idea of the developments that have happened since his explosion. He doesn't know about the victory over Baron Karza. In fact, for all we know, this could be taking place immediately after the explosion that sent him hurtling through hyperspace to Homeworld. So maybe the fight with Baron Karza hasn't even happened yet. So he's back on his insectivorate Homeworld. He can bump antennas with creatures and communicate some information. He's swinging around. Not bad. I feel like the graphics and the story would be significantly juiced up with Michael Golden on board. This guy riding these snail-drawn carriage, he kind of pulls them up. They talk a little. He gets the rundown on how things have changed on his home planet while he's gone. Then we cut back to the courier that Nick Fury, who I'm assuming this foreground character is here in the shadows, who Nick Fury requested in issue 12 to take these Micronaut carcasses to a contact in New York. This looks like it's kind of, supposed to be this thing that's on the cover, this like hole in the middle of a tree. And I mean, just look how spectacular it is there and how kind of underwhelming it is here. But yeah, they're sneaking into the headquarters of the thieves, who Bug used to be one of them. And talking about Bug as sort of a thief It's making me think that, oh yeah, this is a post Star Wars comic. It's also a post Dungeons and Dragons comic. And if you look at Bill Mantlow's work, like his Hulk stuff, you could tell that he definitely played some Dungeons and Dragons. Bug is like the thief, the member of the Thieves Guild in the Micronauts Dungeons and Dragons party. And so there's this carousing, this big party going on, and this guy Wart Staff holding court, and Jasmine, who used to be Bug's girlfriend, is now, she's got an alliance with a temporary alliance with Wart Staff. Bug steps in, kind of a cool layout, and Wart Staff takes a shot at him. He jumps, hits him in the face with the table. There's some shooting. Look at this ad for Star Wars toys. Looks really great on newsprint. So this kind of gives you a sense of the era that we're talking about here. The battle continues. Bug has Wart Staff at his mercy, and talking about how Wart Staff betrayed Bug in a similar way that Shaitan betrayed a Croyer and kind of, sold him out to Baron Karza. Let's let bygones be bygones. Now, boy, that's an unkind thing to imply about your father that loves you. So there's the reveal that, Luke, I am your father, that Bug knew that Wart Staff was his father, but this is the first we're hearing of it. Kind of a surprise twist that his archenemy is his father. This is before, but I think that's sort of a natural place for these plots to go. And Jarella jumps into the fray to stop Wart Staff from pulling a sneak attack on Bug. She slashes at him and cuts his antenna off. Previews of this great new comic coming out, Rom Space Knight, by Bill Mantlo, writer of the Micronauts and Sal Buscema, another legend. Wart Staff is sort of humiliated and hobbled without the use of his antenna. The rest of the gang isn't going to let Bug get out alive, but suddenly zap, zap, zap. And the guy who was driving that snail buggy comes in and was the one responsible for zapping the bad guys. And now Bug has to do some work to take his planet back for, the good guys of his world and take it back from the sort of, Baron Karza's occupation forces. We cut back to the rest of the Micronauts crew. This isn't just like a complete, bottle episode on Bug's world. We see Arcturus Ran, uncomfortable with being sort of, sidelined and being, forced to do bed rest, after he had just had a moment as a god. And this little recap, and then Prince Argon, the Force Commander, comes in with Slug. Arcturus Ran is talking about how he needs action. He needs to get out of this bed and get back in his spaceship and go have some adventures. Mary is like, so, you're okay with leaving me? And he's like, no, you can come with me. And she's got her responsibilities as, queen of Homeworld, with her brother Argon as the new king of Homeworld. But she says, yeah, she's Commander, when do we sail? And with marriage imminent for Slug and King Argon, the planet Homeworld will not be without a queen. Biotron is, wistful, wishing that Bug were alive to join them on this new adventure. And Microtron is just super excited that the Micronauts are back, that they don't have to split up the team. Bug is getting his old gang ready to attack Baron Karza's forces at the Colonial Air Terminal, and we're promised a hot time in the Old Town tonight in the next issue. Not a bad issue. Everybody's doing all right, but, Micronauts is not what it used to be at this point. It's still a lot of fun. I still care about these characters, and I want to follow them on their adventures, but the magic isn't really there, and you realize that what an essential part Michael Golden was, and that he wasn't. And it wasn't just the pretty pictures that he provided, that he was making major contributions to the story, to the writing of it. When you take his contribution to the writing out of the equation, the stories are, a little stiff and lacking. Exactly the way he sort of describes the stories being that he was handed when Mantlo would write a plot for the issue. Michael Golden said, they were mostly action set pieces, and he had to really provide the sort of, character bits and the, all the sort of connective tissue to make it into an actual story and make it really work. So there you have it. I'm Tom Scioli, author of Jack Kirby, The Epic Life of the King of Comics. I Am Stan, a graphic biography of the legendary Stan Lee, and Jack Kirby's Star Warriors, The Adventures of Adam Star and the Solar Legion. All three of those books are available by clicking on the links in the show notes below. I'll see you next time for Micronaut Monday.